What is up, y'all? It's me, Chasta C, and in this particular video, y'all, I will be reviewing, recapping Greenleaf season 4, episode 5. So I'm a little behind. I was having some, I think they're saying like it's some auto problem, but I was just testing, doing the pre-core testing video, so hopefully y'all is okay. I ain't too good with all this, like a quick video and audio stuff that well. So anyway, y'all, if y'all like what y'all see here, please don't forget to subscribe. To subscribe and personal. But if you want to, make sure you click that full bell so you get all notifications. Besides also catching reviewing this show, also check out if you're having my David Makes Man, and I will be also reviewing recapping the show, entire pair of new shows that are on BET, which is the Oval, which both series premieres of this show, the other show talking about Sisters, that both premiere Wednesday night, October 23rd. So if it's just one episode, so it's easy to catch up, y'all. If y'all want to enjoy those shows, and like I said, I have those reviews as well. And it's like also if you want to check out my podcast slash my little video 365 journey I started, also check that as well. So anyway, y'all, it took me a minute, delayed because y'all, if the little rant real quick. Do y'all know sometimes say if you ever record the show you watch it, say whether it's you versus Xfinity, or whatever, say if you do with the cable provider, whatever. Sometimes when y'all do DVR on shows, y'all know sometimes it pauses and it sticks. Sometimes, you record something and then it be talking about some error. So it was towards like the 40-minute mark when I was watching this. I had to reset that a couple times. Just like I had to reset my computer because it was saying something like the auto, when I was trying to watch a YouTube video and stuff. So, anyways, y'all, we, you know, like I said, we didn't see Noah. I'm just letting you know in advance. Noah didn't come back this episode. I don't know if he come back at all. Maybe he's gonna come back in the next 2 episodes. I don't know remaining of this season. If say whoever, because hopefully y'all watch this because I know I'm a late. But I'm not gonna go through everything. But here also Sophia was not in this episode. She's still bitter, waiting for her mom. She had Hanson, whatever. Waiting for her mom to tell the truth about AJ. Now we have a scene where Phil the Penguin is talking to Grace, and again it's something about this homeless program. And again, every time there's a program that the Cavalry has successful, Hope and Harmony has an equivalent to it, and blah blah blah. And somehow keeps trying to take away and take over what the Cavalry's done. In other words, if Hope, Hell, and Hazardous can get able to take over and get rid of certain programs, it will make it easier to get rid of Cavalry altogether. You know. So she's like, well, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm on your side. No, Phil, you ain't even on your own side. You playing tap dance to Bob the Builder, okay? But whatever. So when she goes in her office, here's AJ in there. And even it's like, what, didn't she get you a phone service or whatever? She's like, basically in the comments way pause, how Grace be talking. She talks with Grace. And she's just like, what are you doing here? And he again, always AJ. That's like the fourth or fifth time. We always know the first words he says. I just came to get some cash. I need some more cash. I'm low in cash. And she's just like, okay, but did anybody see that? No, I'm not. I didn't tell anybody. I just came up here. And he's basically saying that, but he's low on cash. It's been about a week. And she's like, no, it's just 3 days ago. But, he needs some more cash and, whatever. So she's like, she just gave what was in her pocket. She said she'll deposit some more money. So I don't know if it was at least 200, 300. I don't know what was on her. You know what I mean? But she's going to, I don't know, Cash App or PayPal, whatever to the rest to his account, whatever, and send some more money there. So right when she finished talking, was still talking to him a little bit. And she was asking him, now this is interesting. Now she asked like everything's going and everything, and he was like, "How's Joshua?" And he was like, "Oh, it's so called whatever." So after she gives him money, y'all, she asks him, um, "Well, how about do you want me to help you get a job as well? Help go put a good work. I'm not charity case, but you sitting there with money. You came there specifically to get money from this woman, biological mother that you call Grace." And feels entitled. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of emotions that he's going through, but it's like you want help, but you don't want help at the same time from this woman. Remember, he contacted her. and Noah. They didn't kind of, Noah didn't know nothing about him. But like I said, is he's been the one contacting Grace, you know. So, anyways, but it was a little bit after he said that. She was like, okay, whatever. And here comes Phil the Penguin asking something about me or something. He just like, how, AJ's got this little smirk thing pretending, and she was saying, oh, okay, something like that. And then Phil looks at her, but he's paying attention to AJ, but he's not paying attention that AJ looks like Grace or whatever. But that come to play about him paying attention about AJ being in office, which is like I said, they already had talked before she got into the office, but yet because he's all saying like the board may not approve of this anyway. He's just like trying to give her a heads up or whatever about this whole homeless program they've been doing for years, how he's doing for years, especially the pop that the real reality is like homeless is in a high in that area and in several other areas because you know the economic issue problems and stuff like it, just so much. So, but again, Phil got a tap dance. So, anyways, Charity also goes to Phil, and she feels again. First she goes to Carl, who's the choir director, and she admits that she feels some type of way because she feels she broke up a marriage and stuff like that, and she feels like she's gonna go to hell. Woo. Well, but wait a minute. Before, I think before that there was a wait. I'm going fast forward because I sometimes go later there. Okay, with that curse with AJ's thing. Now we also have another scene which I was like, oh, there's Charity's child. Yeah, she does have a son. And even again, she told me seconds. Guess I know to shake my head when she was talking about this. She talked to her son like this, like, "Hey, my baby. Hey, Nathan, your mama gonna be a preacher. You ain't gonna see me that much because I got preached to vocation about God, and blah blah blah. And Phil and I gonna be up there preaching to the world about God." And I'm just like, this. You telling the baby don't know. You already let him know in advance. You ain't gonna see me that much. Not like your brother says anyway. In a minute, he's about to start calling Marcel. First, we're gonna be Mama to Marcel. That's the mate's name with it because that's how much you're saying. You up here all excited about how you're gonna be, the woman of God, a woman and preaching and all this other stuff. Like just sick and twisted, you know. But all of a sudden Grace knocks and comes in the thing. She's like, "Oh, look, it's Auntie Grace," and baby just like, "Yeah." And if she's like, Grace was like, "So you called Noah?" And she was like, "How?" At first, like, then she was like, "You called Noah, and and know what's going on, and now she's mad, blah blah blah." And she was like, "Mercy, go take him to get his food to eat, whatever." And Marcel, of course, usually takes her, her adopted son, because that's pretty much what that is, and goes on. And she's like, well, basically, trying to make Grace, because Grace like, you broke up a marriage. Now that was interesting saying that. Now Noah did break up his omics. She had to remind Grace that y'all remember when they were messing with each other. You were sleeping with basically when they were engaged. And she was like, yeah. So why would you call him and start some problems basically? But then Cherry's like, I'll take, but see, like me, not like you. I take accountability for what I do and blah 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 blah. So okay, Charity, if you take accountability for what you do and try to belittle this, well, tell everybody and confess about the fact that you're being a spy. You're trying to take down the family because of your obsession and insecurities and compare and compassion yourself like Grace, and you feel like Russian, you have self-esteem issues. You're going to take accountability about the flaws that you have as individuals. Or if you feel like you are abandoned and nobody, Marsha, whatever else your issues are, then that's taking accountability. No, just like Carissa and Charity, they both have these competition. They used to be Lady May. Hopefully it stays where her Lady May and Grace have like a better understanding, have a healthy mother and daughter bond as opposed to what they had the first three seasons. But now you have this. So she's talking about accountability, but she was all saying it's Noah's fault. But she thought about it because, like I said, the next day she went to go tell Philip, like, I'm not being your spy. This is not right, whatever. And he tried to twist it the first time, like, well, it's nothing wrong with you stopping evil. So now Grace is evil. You're saying, like, in a way, good. But it's like, if you have to go to that extreme, whatever. And if that's the case, then why would he need charity or something? if I'm just saying, evil, pray about it. Pray for God for clarity and discernment. If grace is evil, let it be. Whatever. Toxic people, even just persons, whatever. Anyways, just the fact, but Sherry for 2 seconds was like, that's not right. But here, feel the pain. All he had to say, like, you don't understand. Just go to dinner with me. They got an Olive Garden special, drinks till 5, wine or whatever. You're okay with wine, ain't you? But we just go to dinner with me. And all that. That's what it took. Even after all this stuff, she thought about it because I think he convinced her, like, it's okay, I am a good person. You'll just get to know the real me. Probably a verse he wrote in a relationship book for Bob if they got any out. It was just he probably got one of that too. How to use God's grace to save the convent of y'all marriage. Probably got one of those. So anyway, we have another scene later on where actually I think it's the same day now that there's supposed to be Grace's lawyer, and it turned out lawyer, because that to a certain extent is still a secret. Because I know Bishop James knows that Grace is not a biological daughter, but do the siblings know at all? Do the rest of them know that that's not his biological daughter, or well, you know what? Probably not, because if I think about Charity and Carissa's face at all, and Charity be the main ones bringing that up because they have a problem with Grace anyway. So let alone that, okay? So, anyways, y'all, we got another with the same Aaron. So basically, the IRS problems that Bishop James goes is finally cleared off. Because remember, Grace got that check, that inheritance, which was sad that all it went to actually Grace, at least 3 meals, something like that. And Aaron said he didn't want it because Grace was trying to do the right thing. Aaron was like, no, because Aaron, because he is a homosexual, he's a gay man. That's why he was not giving him money. But it's like, Lord, you sleeping, you smashing your home, your bestie, your boy's wife, and you got a whole child out of it, sir. Ain't that what thou shalt not covet somebody's wife, and you covet and just had a okay. Anyways, but so, but but when Grace, after meeting again AJ, she decides to ask Aaron about. She knows a good kid, whatever. And Aaron's like, well, if I'm getting the approval, you approve of this, Grace, and that means that this is fine with me. Just meet up with him. She said, can we find something? He, it ain't like I'm asking, to start off, be a lawyer, prince or something like that. But they'll find out something. So I guess it didn't show like she had told flat out AJ. So even though told AJ about meeting him possibly get a job. So even though AJ said all this about being charity case, he still took the chances. I'm just gonna fast real quick, y'all, like I said, particular order. It was a later scene. It was interesting when he met Aaron. He did actually go down there to meet Aaron at his law firm office and stuff. And then it was just general questions like, oh, Aaron's like, oh, how you doing? And Aaron asks us like, how did you punish me, Grace? He's like, through the church. And Aaron's like, he asked us, Aaron, like, how do you know? He was like, oh, I knew her for a long time. Never says anything about their siblings. So that's still a secret about them being actually siblings, okay? That's another secret. It's like, what if that gets out? If they don't want to. So anyway, he just said he knows her for years, and several years, knew her for a long time, do stuff. And first AJ had to kind of look like how he was like this. No, I'm gay. He was like, okay, cool. So he was basically, it got to somehow flow out Grace, saying, speaking of Grace, she is closest to a saint. So AJ's like, oh, so you're saying she's a good person, a very good person? Yes, she is. She'll give the shirt off her back. She'll give out her, give out her shoes, blah, blah, that type of person. And AJ started just kind of looking like this. Like he wanted to say something, but he was just like, looking like this, just taking it in. And everything he keep hearing about Grace, 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 Grace. Now, that's the third person who also can't stand. Well, actually 4 at the moment, because if you want to include Sophia now, she can't stand her mother neither. Maybe you want to add both. We haven't seen Ray this season, so that don't count. But I'm just saying, it's that. So, he sat there, and, like I said, so he sat there, and also, you know what, can I go to the bathroom? He was like, oh, yeah, sure. Because he was asking if there was a bathroom somewhere, something like that. And he left because he got furious and bounced. So, of course, he ends up telling Grace, because Grace was like, how did everything go? And Aaron was like, he never showed up. Okay. So, Also, here's another in between issue is Carissa, was like, hi, just like asking questions Lady Mae, and it had her an audacity to ask for the furniture. When they move. Because she just like, y'all just got here with it. But she's like, I just wanted to know, can I take the furniture? And she's like, y'all took the furniture last time. Did y'all let the Nigerian, put the stuff on eBay and stuff? But she again is trying to ask for the furniture and we could just pay over time, blah blah. She was like, I can give that away, blah blah blah. Just start over, let that be a good experience for you. Okay, take on basically, like get on, because you know how Lady May talks. Lady May talks like not like in scriptures every 5 seconds, but it's just like you have to see it for yourself basically. So basically, in other words, it's a no. Get some credit, layaway plan, something, you'll be good. Okay. So she felt some type of way. So Corinne's over there on her sick day, up there asking, also also helping like a bishop with his like all his sermons, like all I guess his sermons that he did, they're all recorded so they can be downloaded in hard drive, whatever. And he's still thinking about going to Atlanta. Later may feel some type of way about him going to this one guest speaking in Atlanta. Okay, which we'll get that in some minutes. We're gonna say seconds in some minutes about that one. And also was another scene that Phil even asked Charity, did she know about some, this she knows this guy with the locks in the hand. Cherry's like, I don't know, because he's still on it. Find information about Grace. Find information about Grace. Now let's get on to this mess about how he took her to dinner, and he admitted that he used to have a church, and Bob gave him, he didn't go with so many words like say Showsford and Bob basically took over his church and nothing like that. But he said like an opportunity to be traveling or working with him and giving opportunities since 2003. And then he admitted to her that he is Bob the Builder as well. And Charity's like, huh? And he said like this, he writes, has been writing books, have been doing this, writing service and stuff. Yeah, it's about getting the money, he says, but it's about, getting his word out there. And I'm thinking like, you can Google and YouTube how to self-publish books on your own, sir. Like, apparently you don't think, like, why would you go to that extreme? Like I said, there's a difference between ghostwriters as far as even like music and stuff. Ghostwriters or songwriters for other folks, whatever. But this is a whole nother ball game. Okay, and Sheridan somehow feels like you feel just like me, just like trying to get the word out there and build this whatever. So somehow she connects. So now she's went back to possibly being, the spy or being understanding. Because she's up here later on, we see scenes up here, Cookies and starting to read Bob the Builder's book or Phil the Penguin's books as well. Now, there was also Bob was sending, I guess, an opportunity to Lady May about possibly being, like one of those lady conferences, and we found out later on because I couldn't see on the email at first, but it was something that had Helen Hadger's in, the little banner or part of the little email picture or whatever, that was on there. Now, also, we have a scene where Zora is getting still. She's really dedicated to be the Sundays teacher and, doing like some puppet show, putting some stuff together. This is the next day. Also, I think next day, whatever day it is, but it's the same day that that they're supposed to be deciding the votes of still keeping this homeless program together, and they're trying to talk about the program and try to see the boards have to decide to see vote to keep the program that Calvary still had, whatever, or to go back to hell, go to hell and hazardous with this one. So Zora, also gets a call from Nikki. Also, they besties now, whatever, BFFs for life, and she tells about, oh, this is a party all day. Dante's coming to party. Can you come or whatever? And Zora just stopped what she's doing. Still does not really know these people and just goes to the house. I don't know if she Ubered. I don't know. I think Zora's got a car too, does she? But it's just she goes over there. And the reason why I asked this is because, or maybe because that her dad is a pastor. He's supposed to work for like a life coach mentor for life coach or mentor for Dante. So she's over there, and David drink whatever. So I don't know how long it was that she was over there. She hugs Dante, whatever, and then they're in this meeting. The board meeting. You got Connie Cash, and you got Misty, because she's on the board too. I forgot all the other people, and all of a sudden Zora keeps vibrating, calling down. And when her dad was talking, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah," because, actually Jacob was really talking, was able. Those words were getting out, because earlier we seen how he was praying to God, about I think about the program or something again, and he was appreciative about being given second chances and able to start over again or something like that. But he was able to say like how bad the Memphis Promise is and how this program outreach and how we're able to help folks, and people were nodding their heads like, "Oh, this is good, this is nice." I don't think Bob the Builder was in this episode, whatever this time. Bill, I want no, no, no. I need to stop calling Bob the Builder, Bob the Blocker, because he do be trying to block a lot of things. He builds, but it's not building for good intentions. You know what I mean? So we're gonna call him Bob the Blocker. Like he be trying to block. He be trying to sometimes block other people's blessings for his greed. So anyway, but his, Zora was still calling and calling. He's like, "Excuse me." He just excuse me because Grace was in my like, "You should wait to take the call because you can still go." And Jake was like, "Sorry, I gotta take it." And here's Zora. He went outside of the office and the room they were at, and here's Zora FaceTiming him from the party. Like, "Dad, don't be mad at me, but I gotta show what's going on." And you see Dante. I don't know who brought a Confederate flag anyway, but Dante's about to roast the Confederate flag, which even taking off a flag or something you get arrested, but it's like, oh heck no. So he just leaves without saying nothing. And Grace said something. I think she went out the door, but she was just telling them like, "Well, I think we got enough, decided our vote and blah blah blah." So it does show that even though Jacob should have stayed there, they still got the program, feel like, how he is. I didn't pay attention to Philip Penguins while we talked about anyway. So also, I forgot to mention after Lady May said no to not having the furniture, she went to say like, "Oh, you got all these servants and stuff because servants and everything. I would watch them all day, blah blah blah." So it turns out, of course, we found out she asked if him could he have the furniture because, of course, Bishop James brought it up later day, like, Lady May, it's nothing wrong. You let them have the furniture, and Lady May is like, "Oh hell no," basically. And he's like, they even decided because he was still thinking about going to Atlanta and stuff. And he's like, he just want to be able one day to like do what he used to do, what he loves and stuff like that. Just even if it's just one more time. And that was his whole thing. But she's like, basically with everything's going on. And he's like, basically they even got to some of the argument was, okay, well, I'll stay in exchange for them to take the furniture and stuff. Well, they ain't gonna have to worry about that in a second. But anyway, they're talking. He was like, about being unwanted. You never had to feel unwanted and stuff like that. And here, next minute, we know when they're having this conversation / let's just say turning to an argument. Um, she's like, "Marvis, ooh, oh, bring up your sister. They used to smash. Marvis. What about Marvis and Rochelle? And how you went to them and stuff like that." And then I'm thinking, like, did you forget, Lady May? You got a whole baby from somebody else that is not of your husband. Someone else's sexual organ has entered those walls that was only supposed to be preserved for your husband, and you procreated with him. Even though I know that wasn't her intentions, I'm just saying. Procreated, conceived a whole grace, just a whole baby. Okay, so and he was married too. On top of that, wasn't one there was okay. Anyways, so anyways, he was like, "I never mentioned nothing about him." I noticed. I thought I was gonna go first, start bringing up the whole grace system, not there, whatever. So they still like it kind of faded based on that. They were on that arc, but they do end up having like a better conversation. Things good later on. I forgot to mention like when she was talking about Grace was talking about no incident with the cherry. Why was she like, "Well, it used to be a thing back then. People were talking about us," and Grace was like, "You were 5. I don't know what age Noah was and how much older she is than Jade." But I'm like, Grace, Charity been, like I said, a Charity case for a long time. That was the right name to name her, cause so anyways, when Jacob goes to the party to stop, he was on his way there and he getting there, and I guess two mates would like must have seen him live because they got it on our social media. Some people wrote it that days, everything be posted those on social media. A lot of things nowadays, a lot of things do. But he about to roast the fast, and two of the members was like confronting him about skip that we're trying to win a championship, and his friend, the one that mouth, like the one that be on the side, whatever, but always got a lot to say. He tells the two white members, whatever. I mean, not players. I don't say members, like basketball players. I guess his teammates. I think they were, but they had something to post about, like burning the Confederate flag or whatever. So he's like, Oh, shut the hell up, y'all. Y'all the bench players. So one of the teams took it a notch and punches whatever Dante's friend or Freelo Lich, whatever, in the face. Of course, it's a fall. But then Jacob in the middle trying to stop it because if everybody's just recording and stuff like that. So you got four people. I mean, at least four people fighting. Jacob at least trying to stop it. Okay, but not like he's throwing hands, but kind of like trying to do this, like trying to pull to stop people from continue to throw blows. that right there. So here's another scene. I was also seeing it was showing like how Bishop James was looking at some of the sermon, whatever, and just like taking back and just watching them. Now, let's just go fast forward. Um, Also, we have another scene that actually Grace went to go, of course, knock on the door because I guess she tried calling AJ and he ain't answering. She's like, "What? Why? What? Why you not? Why you didn't answer your phone? Oh, it's dead." And again, yes, y'all pay attention soon. Again, he got a bottle this big. So this is him. He has some type of drinking problem. We don't know if the illness itself is addiction or whatever health or whatever the heck is going on. He's relying in turn to drinking or the trauma, whatever. So she asked, when he explains like he just left and never returned, and his reason like because how he up here the way he's talking about you, like you're such a great person and stuff like that. And basically what I had to go through, all the issues that shit I had to go through and whatever, being called out every name, how to had to like what I couldn't eat, sleeping, looking up at the sky and everything else and the whatever, and basically how you had to hold in that here everybody thinks she's a nice person and she on some BS. And then I don't know where here go AJ again. I don't think this is gonna work. I'll just get a job and because first when she says I'm sorry, he just walks to his his little bar area, little counter table, whatever. And again, but he made sure he took that big ass bottle that's been probably taking the head who knows how many hours. Okay, so some of the grace is giving him seems to be going to the bottle, unfortunately. And he's just like, if this ain't gonna work out, I'll just get a job or somewhere else, to go in there. So Grace, is us having to leave, whatever. And because he's like, this, but he's tired of like holding it, even though he didn't say anything. The next time, basically, he's at the point like he ain't gonna lie. And next time, whatever, he's on the verge of telling people that she's, that Grace is his biological mom, whatever, as well too, and stop hiding the truth. So, here comes the last little 2 3 scenes, and then we're wrapping it up. Now, you know, Carissa Spacegal, who is a general, another other asshole, whatever. You have it with Charity and Carissa are, how some people are so much alike, and they either they're gonna do this or either they're gonna clash, and they clashing, okay, because they're a lot like. So she said she wanted to, since they were moving out, because how Lady Mae was like about her asking about the furniture, and still she's saying like, okay, you can just go ahead and get layaway or something like that. You up here basically trying to ask Bishop James, and what you. So I had a letter, but I felt like telling it to your face. And she said, my mom always see me as my competition. Where is her parents, by the way? Where is her parents or whatever? Because that's the only time she ever mentions them, right? And then she started basically saying, like, again, this bitch brings up Grace. Somehow Grace is at fault for everything. She was like, but I'm the only one who sees that Grace is the problem. And then, think about it. When the thing with Mac, these problems, Faith going into the lake and all this other. She's lucky that May didn't strangle her right there or whatever. Just, again, even bringing up Grace. Grace has nothing to do with this stuff. But yet, she is blaming Grace for the downfall. So like, then she starts saying, well, you, this and this and this. And then had the nerve to call her an old jalopy with a corpse in the back or something like that. And that's what Lady Mac smacked. She didn't smack her enough 2000, so I can say 2035, but she smacked her enough when she was just like this in shock. And she was like, well, I'll get away then. She was just like, you leave out of my room. And you better that, but she's still talking stuff. But she's lucky that May, because they stood up or whatever each other, and May could have just flat out attacked her. I think Bishop James came in at time because he was like, hey, how y'all girls doing, whatever. And when he came into their Lady Mary room, she was like, we're fine. We came to an understanding. And Carissa's spraying out with her evil. I think I'm trying, better than whatever, keeping up with appearances. Ass went out the door. She gonna be eating them words. So let's fast forward. So when Jacob came home, he had to tell her, you know what? Babes, I gotta tell you this. We're gonna have to wait for the house for a while. Because I got fired due to this whole thing with Dante's going wild, whatever, and I had to be middle of it. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait. Here, Carissa just sitting up there, egg, a whole. It's not just an egg; it's a whole omelet on her face. Just so James and Lady May talking. James decides, I think, at this episode, he's going to, like with her first day, she started crying, but I think it's just all the frustration with everything. But she was like, no, it's nothing. But they do embrace each other, come to understanding. I think that James decides to just go ahead and not go to AT or whatever and, come understand. But it is peace with them. And so the last scene, this time it involved Grace not having a phone. She was like basically, one of those mom, you got a minute, whatever. I get talking to myself. Okay, babes, tell what you gotta tell me, dear. I need to talk to you about my son. And then, Lady May just kind of looked like this. And then you got the credits. I think I went over pretty much everything. But well, as we see, it looks like back to we see just that quickly, Charity was about to seem like she was going to get it together, and then she fell back in. Like I said, all it took was some breadsticks, and cheddar biscuits, and 4 entrees meal, and some violin story, which sounded like I said was a forward part of a book that sounded like where he got that mess from, that he probably wrote for Bob the blocker. Okay, but anyways, y'all hug loves. If I forgot something, here. My man, I just skipped it. Oh, y'all, I just wanted to add to the end of this video. Before I did that, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was doing the purpose at the time. I was baking some potatoes in the oven, and my dad probably heard her banging on the door because it was around the time he waited on the food. It was one of those times I had enough strength to make some food for the night. So hugs and loves, everybody. Y'all have a blessed weekend because I'm doing this October 25th. So the ones I appreciate in advance, thank you for anyone who's watched me, subscribed and shared and liked and so forth. And future, and especially y'all, take the time to watch a video that's this late or any of my videos. Thank you in advance, my future YouTube fam. God bless y'all. But like I said, I wanted to say hugs and love. Just wanted to tell y'all, just to get y'all heard like, wait a minute, yeah, that's my dad. Might put him in the video next month with his birthday. I one time had him on here 3 years ago, actually, on YouTube. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know just in case that, because it kind of erupted, and I knew, like I said, I was about to take the baked potatoes out the oven anyway, and I was just like finishing the last part. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got this episode. Anything. So, all right, again, hugs and loves, and see y'all in the next video. Take care.